So nowadays, we all know things are changing and changing rapidly. So we, in our clientele, we see people are taking advantage of the changing environment. And we also see people struggling with the changing environment. And now we are what we call going back to normal. And I'll tell you that normal today is not the same as normal yesterday. So there's really is no normal. And if you ever thought of you're going to have normal, then you're wrong. It's not going to happen. So with today's topic, we want to give you another tool in your small businesses where you can use to help to grow your business or to help you to scale you out of where you are and take you out of the troubled water and whatever that may be. But here it is a wealth of grants available to you right now on internet that you should know. Okay, and I will go through each of those grants and with you and show you what is the website looks like. And also you can take a picture, snap picture on the slides, because if you're interested in that grant, you just take a picture, then you can go out to explore that particular grant. So now let's get going. And of course, our thing on webinars, this is the education that we provide to you, but it's really, you need to take responsibility of what you're getting from us, because sometimes they don't fit you, and don't blindly follow people's advice, and especially don't believe what your friend tells you and that you don't have it, your friend have it. That's really not a good way to run your own business. What your friends tell you by far has nothing to do with you. And even though you think you are exactly the same, it's not the same. You take responsibility of your own situation and getting your professional network together. And we will show you where to get that network together for free. You don't have to pay. All right. Even though Community CPA is a profit-making company, we are a company that we make profit. We pay our employees and through servicing you. But we definitely don't make that our goal. And we're not a company that profit driven as a board of directors purpose. No, some companies are that way for sure. But our company, we have your need first. We want you to take responsibility and we serve you as much as we can. If we cannot, you go for free resources. All right, now let's go to our first one. We have quite a few new ones, folks, and you'll be excited, and make sure that you know all of them. All right. So the first one we have is called American Express 5,000 Inclusive Backing Grants. And if you look at this one, American Express has partnered with Main Street America on a 2.05 million grants program called Inclusive Backing, and providing economically vulnerable small businesses with financial report and other resources to address their critical needs. And the application for the fourth grant cycle is now open. Just opened actually, to eligible small business owners who identifies as a native or indigenous, Hispanic or Latino and LGBTQ community, and immigrants, refugee, right? All of these, diverse population, diverse business, small businesses, as long as it's owned by 50% of those characters, and you can apply for this. But it did say that must have a brick and mortar location. What that means is you must have a physical location. You can't be something virtual online, right? But if you say, well, I'm a small business at home, would that be okay? That's okay. So let me show you what we have in terms of that link. So right here, follow me. And this is the link that we have for the Main Street America coupled with American Express. This is inclusive backing website. You see that? And if you go down the list, it says apply here. And if you really go ahead, apply right here, and it's actually tell you that the cycle 4 starts and ends on June 30th, folks. So you should start, right? And then in here, it tells you what type of grant expenses are eligible. So you get the money, but they want to tell you that how you can spend your money, right? And it says that any improvement, physical improvement to business space and meet relevant reopening requirement implemented because of the COVID-19. For example, and during COVID-19 and your space has renovated. Now everything is opening up and you got to return it back, right? Maybe you don't want to keep it the same anymore. So in that case, and you probably need more funding, and this funding would be made available. So there's more here, rent, payroll, and all of that is eligible. And what type of business, they also described it right here. How to apply only takes 15 to 20 minutes. That's what they said. All right, so I want you to remember, you can use the American Express 5K inclusive backing grants to do that. All right, and then let's look at the second one. This is a new one, just come up, and we did not mention this one. We don't have this one on our slide before, so make sure that you capture this one. On driving business forward, 25,000 grants, a grant program supporting Hispanic entrepreneurs in partnership with Progressive Commercial Insurance. Progressive Insurance, that's the insurance company, right? The Driving Small Business Forward grant will provide 25,000 to 10 small businesses towards the purchase of commercial vehicle to accelerate their business. You know what I'm thinking when I look at that? I'm thinking of food trucks. That's a commercial vehicle. Of course, your truck, you know, your Bobcat and those kind of vehicles are also vehicles, but they want commercial vehicle. Commercial vehicle doesn't mean Lexus, doesn't mean Mercedes, doesn't mean Tesla. So this 25,000 is for work use vehicle. Maybe majority owned, operated by Hispanic identified entrepreneurs. So I guess you got to be a Hispanic person, identified on your identity, and you know, committed to the local community and a clear plan to keep the business moving forward. So they don't want to see you about to file bankruptcy and you don't need the 25,000, right? So this is what they're saying. They want to see clearly you have a vision to go forward. That to me, it just means when they underwrite the grant, they want to see your business is doing pretty decent. Okay, so that's a driving business forward grant. Of course, this makes sense because, you know, driving business forward, they're not kind of funding someone going downwards, right? So that's normal. Here is the one, driving small business forward, a grant program supporting Hispanic entrepreneurs in partnership with Progressive Insurance. Apply now. So this is the look of it. Look at that food truck. You know, what does that mean? They're actually giving you the answers. So sound really promising, and obviously it's not 100 of them will get it. So you want to apply it now. All right, so our next one is 500, not 500, I wish. It's 50,000 ingredients for success grants. And this is actually coming from a kind of a commercial cookie distributor and a manufacturer called Famous Amos. Have you ever seen their cookie bag? And they're best kind for me. I like the chocolate chip the most. So, you know, if you Google them, it's Famous Amos, and they are the one and the funding 50,000 ingredients for success grant. So this ingredients for success award 50,000 to 3 entrepreneurs. So it is 50,000 total to 3. Along with monetary award, winner will receive necessary resources and tools provided by MBCC. To be eligible, the business must be majority Black owned, 90%. Majority means 90%, not 51. All right. So this is we call them underwriting credentials. So when you apply for loan or when you apply for grants, and the grantor has a right to decide who to give the money to, right? In the process of doing that, they will set what they call the credentials, but really is the underwriting criteria they are looking for. So they want you to be 90% Black-owned business to receive the 50,000 Ingredients for Success grant. And the video pitch is required, which means that you have to videotape yourself and doing this tap dance to make them impressed, so they will give that to you, right? And the 10 finalists will be chosen to move to second round of judging, with the first round winner being announced in January. So you will get announced in January if you start dancing right now, right? See, on June 26th, so please make sure you do that ahead of time. Let's look at our link related to this one. So this is what we called Ingredients for Success. And I actually want to look for that cookie bag because, BCC is a National Black Chamber of Commerce. And I apologize, it's not national business. It's National Black Chambers of Commerce. It's NBCC. Oh, this is the lady who owns the cookie. And that's the famous Amos. If I saw them in Hy-Vee quite often. This is the logo. So this is the successful business owner that supporting this 50,000 grants for Black-owned, majority Black-owned business. All right, so let's look at next slides. We have quite a few to go through. 10,000 eBay up and running grants. So in partner with Hello Alice, eBay is awarding more than 500,000 in grants, not for one person, but the total 500,000 in grants and education resources to help small business stay up and running into 2023. That is a savior. That is actually a good conscience coming to reality, because I will tell you that people were saying 2020 is hard for small business, but not as hard as 2021. And 2021 is hard for business, but not as hard as 2022, folks. So 2020, 2021, 2022 really marks the survivalship of a small business. If you did not die during these time, and you're pretty tough and you're pretty good, and you might have a great future to continue growing even better and bigger. And this 10,000 is really someone consciously realized the difficulties out there for small business, and they want them to stay up and running into 2023. So here we'll award 50 eBay business sellers with a grant package of 10,000, including cash, eBay education, coaching, and more. To be eligible, applicants must be an existing eBay seller with an active listing in the past 6 months and with above standards or top rated performance level, or new eBay seller who joined the platform between June 1st and 2021 to February 28th, 2022. Okay, so these are requirements. So-called eBay sellers are the people who are selling things on eBay and the online commercial. I know some of the artists, they're actually eBay sellers because they sell their art product on eBay, and those are people this grant is for. So let's look at what their link looks like. So on the eBay ones, this is partnered with Hello Alice as well. And starting your eBay up and running grant application by signing up. You see, you just log in here. Obviously, I didn't do that. I actually thinking it would be a great idea. We start doing something called Do It With Us, because we do it yourself kind of webinar, right? We do, this is like a do it yourself. We tell you, go ahead, do it, and you can apply. But what about we start doing little sessions with you, call it Do It With Us. So what we do is we're gonna apply it for ourselves. And then we're just gonna apply for it, and online, and then have you see how we apply. So obviously we cannot do it in real life because sometimes they're asking for real information like, Ying, what's your social security number, right? So I obviously cannot publicize my social security number. So what I'm thinking of doing is have those little sessions, but cover up all those private information, but really play that on our YouTube channel. So where's our YouTube channel, folks, right? This is our YouTube channel. And you log into Community CPA and become our subscriber. So we're going to start something called Doing It With Us. Doing it with us just means that you're doing 1040 with us, you're doing 1120 with us, you're doing grant application with us, and you're just going to do it with us because we're doing it online to show you how to get that done. And that is in line with our spirit because obviously we can help a lot of people. We have 12,000 clients, but we also have another 120,000 clients out there and couldn't even get on our list. And we can't really, we can't wake them up, goes, oh, coming to service with us because we don't have that capacity. We're limited to who we are and how many, professional staff we are. So if we could disseminate the knowledge to you and you are small business, you're just like us, then we can grow together, right? So I think that's a perfect idea. And I haven't really shared this thought with our Catherine, and she is everything. She's our librarian. She actually put these slides together, and she also helped to run a nonprofit called Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit, and I will cover that later because that one has a $5,000 grant as well, and she does a lot of things. And I really think that if she agrees with the thought, and you also plug in some yes and do it, and then we will start getting that out as a series. So do it with us so that way you can really learn. So here, sign up, okay, on this one, and let's go to another one. The next one is also 10,000, but it's a Verizon Small Business Digital Ready Grant. Verizon Small Business Digital Ready, and they're partnering with LISC. Just don't quiz me on those abbreviated names. I don't know. I just know IRS really well. I know what IRS stands for, and beyond that, and I don't really quite know anything. They say Community CPA is a CCPA. Someone calls us CCPA. It always takes me a couple seconds to think, oh, that's me, that's us. So those kind of abbreviated jargons and just confusing, but they're partnering with LSSC to commit more than 1 million in total grants, funding small businesses to be, to be developed over the course of 2022, folks. 2022. Like I said, 2020 is hard for small business. 2021 is harder. 2022 is even more harder. Maybe it's the worst, but I am really hoping it's the worst, but I don't want to use up all my English expressions if I still have worse years coming over for the small businesses. So I hope 2022 will be the end of the hardship for small business. And here you go. For the latest round of grant application closes at the end of June, folks. So you really need to make sure that you have that ready. You apply. To apply, complete 2 courses or coaching event between January to June and apply by June 30th. So you probably don't have a lot of time, but you need to finish 2 courses before you apply. So let's look at our link here. Verizon Digital Ready. 10,000 grant opportunity now available. See, it's right here. And if you are a current Verizon customer, you will need to create a new account. You will need to create a new account for Verizon Business Digital Ready. So see, they even have a phone number for you and the email to help you. Why are you not applying? I mean, helping, this is Verizon, make it, the money they received, they earned from every one of us. They're giving back to the community to help us, right? All right, so let's take a look at the next one. I know that Kat was doing something. Oh, so this is the one that while I'm talking to you, And Catherine is also putting in things for me. But let me go back to the other one. I want to look at this one. This is a DoorDash restaurant disaster relief fund. This is the next one. It's not the same, okay? It's not the same as this one because this one is the eBay. Remember, they all partnered with Hello Alice, but it's not the same grant. So if you look on top of my screen, you can see these three are all partnered with Hello Alice on the platform. So they use the same platform to do it. But this is driving small business forward grant. And this is the one that you use to purchase commercial vehicle and Hispanic business driven. And this is the one that you sell on eBay, and it's for minority owned businesses, but didn't really have any, racial, what you call that, racial credentials that you need to fall into. It's just for small businesses. And this one is the DoorDash Restaurant Disaster Relief Fund. This is the one that we actually mentioned before our slides, before our webinars in the past, because after pandemic, people probably think that there's no more disasters, because that's not true. And maybe you will have hurricane in your area, and so the government declared emergency. So this is DoorDash is helping restaurant. So you got to be a restaurant, okay? Provides grants to restaurants affected by natural disasters. Create a free Alex account to do that. And this one is not COVID-19. It is other things: the fire, the flood, the earthquake. Don't imagine too many things. I don't really want disaster to strike, but those are the ones we know, right? Happens from here and there sometimes. So this is the DoorDash one slides. So this is a spring round that is coming up, and see this number is how many people are signed in. The application due date is June 30th. You see, it's pretty close if you do have any needs for that. Then the next one is called Comcast Rise. Comcast Rise is the one that we posted several times when we do the grant webinar. And at least 51% Black, Indigenous, and people of color. So 51%. Remember, the other one was asking for 90. So you want to be clear of whether you qualify before you spend your time, okay? And this one is a marketing service and a tech makeover. Applicants due on June 17, 2022. Pretty soon though. And investment funds is 10,000. Eligible small business in these metro areas can apply through June 14. Yeah, I don't know why they give 3 short days to those people, but this is another one. Let me go to the site to see what it looked like. So Comcast Rise, that's what the website looks like. And then you can apply for investment funds, 10,000. This is the one we're talking about. There is also a marketing service and tech makeover ones is over here. So make sure that you check them out, right? So this is how we can bring awareness to you. So you know that, oh, maybe I want to get a new POS system, but it costs 10,000. Maybe I can work on a grant, right? Folks, as a small business, you just have to be vigilant. There's nobody gonna be following you, tell you what's going on. Unlike Elon Musk, he probably have a news crews and briefing him on all the internet news and the private searched news. So he'll be very knowledgeable. There is a word called knowledge is a power, right, folks? And do you think of that seriously? Do you think of knowledge is power? Do you feel that in your gut? And when I think about knowledge is power, I feel the pain. I knew I don't have enough knowledge to really be the best I can be. And if you don't get there, you don't have the hunger. And I'm hungry all the time for knowing. I want to know why after pandemic and economy goes into recession. And I want to understand that. So I actually search those answers. I hear all kind of garbages on the internet and I'm listening to them and then come up with what I think is right and reasonable. Then I can have a way to help our small business. So if you ask me about what we do for 2022, our business is bad. And that is what I do, because I knew that my knowledge is limited and I'm actually going out to really learn that. I learn from you. I learn from anyone out on the street. And even if the person who sits on the street begging for food, he may have a knowledge that nobody has. So knowledge is power. And that got to bring some level of pain to you before you can be hungry and really want to stick with the boring webinars like this and learn something for yourself. Otherwise, of course, it's easier to go out for barbecue and have the evening be sitting under the sun, maybe even go to swim, and who knows? Those are easy things, but they don't bring you knowledge. They bring you comfort. They bring your rest to your brain, so your brain maybe can absorb knowledge better tomorrow. But if you get into a habit of just enjoying like that, you will be very, very relaxed in intelligence side of your human being. And you will be called outdated very fast. All right, and sorry to go off the chart talking about personal opinions. You know, I have judgment, I have opinions. So here is Amber Grants for Women. This one requires a registration for $15 application fee. So once you go in there, this is pretty, it has been there for a while, and they give the winner, every quarter they give 10,000 to the winner, but that winner in every month will be competing for the 25,000 at the end of the year. So there is one lucky woman, one super entrepreneur, women entrepreneur will get 35,000 a year in that year, like to be awarded. So this one looks like this, my dear. If you go onto my list, and it's like this, 2022 Women Grants, Women Net Grants. So it's all here, monthly Amber Grants, pay for $15, apply for that. And then you can see they also have the marketing grants, nonprofit grants. There's a lot of category here, but what we are doing for you right now is to make you aware this one, monthly Amber Grants, then you can go for annual competition. And I thought about applying for that myself too. I just didn't do it. Maybe I will do that on applying, do it with us, right? So we can do it together. You do it on your computer, I do it on my computer, so we get it all done. And here, the next one is National Association for Self-Employed Grants. This one requires you to be their member. So if you're a self-employed individual and you just started a business and there's one customer of yours, they pay you $10.99. So you set up this company, you're self-employed, right? I would join some sort of association. This is one that focused on self-employed. So I would imagine they provide some member benefit. So one of the benefit is the $4,000 business development grant. So this is one that we had shown this one before, and it is looking like this one. See, next biz thing, member directory, National Association for Self-Employed. And then, you know, this is how you apply. It's all right here. Okay. All right. The next one would be Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit, Underwriting Exposed Competition. I know quite a bit about this thing because I am the chair for this nonprofit organization. In fact, it has been established in 2008 by me and the two other immigrant business owners. But of course, the nonprofit has transformed. We have Catherine right here. You see her name, and she is the executive director. She is the same person we were talking about earlier, okay? So that's why I'm telling you that she does a million things. She doesn't really need any sleep, so she can work 2 full-time jobs and without nonstop. So it's actually pretty, she can take the third one, really. So here, what Catherine is doing is, and during the event on November 26th, I believe, Catherine, correct me, is that November 26, 2022? For the national
19th, November 19th.
November 19, 2022. Oh, right here, what am doing? And must be presented at the event on Saturday. So in order to get this 5,000 grants, and you would write in your business story, and then you will compete on the stage. When I'm saying compete on the stage, which means that you come to the event, there's 2 other entrepreneurs are selected, just 3 of you, and one of you will win this 5,000. We call that underwriting exposed because we're trying to explain to you how the bank does underwriting, but really is not a loan, is a grant. You take it home, you spend it. And this event has been existed since 2008. And for so many years already, and underwriting exposed, this $5,000 is given by the premier sponsor, Wells Fargo. So Wells Fargo has this huge check for you. So 5,000 if you come. So please email Catherine if you live in the area where Des Moines, where Iowa is, and you can definitely come to compete. And we actually have competition contestants from Minnesota, from other surrounding states as well. So the key is that you got to be presenting. You have to be at the event. It's November 19th, folks. Okay, and so this one, it does have a deadline for application. I believe is the end of September, and so make sure that you attend. You submit your application and attend the event. And so this is very near my heart. And the Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit, we always say that it is a place where if you have 0 American business knowledge and you just have the ambition, want to start a business, that's where people comes. And they come here, they get to know people. They also learn from 20-some classes and that day, and to pick the knowledge they want. Some people want to learn all the license they need to have when they run certain businesses. Some people want to learn what kind of social media they can do, quickly start their business. Things like that was taught in this event. All right. So the next one is called Black Founder Startup Grants. So this one provides several 10K, 10,000, and 5,000 cash grants to Black women and the non-binary entrepreneurs. So rolling application means that it goes on and on. It doesn't really end because it is an ongoing award. So to qualify, you must be self-identified as a Black woman, Black non-binary entrepreneur, okay, and have a legal registration of your business, plan to seek investor financing in order to scale now or in the future, have a scalable, high impact solution or idea with ambition to be next billion-dollar business. Ambition to be next billion-dollar business. One of my clients actually is thinking of forming a club called a Billions Now. And he's a very successful entrepreneur. And what he is saying is, you only can accomplish what you dream. So if your dream is, my dream is this, then you get there and you stop. In order a person to have a higher level of inspiration and really go forward, regardless who you are and whether you got that goal by accident or through emotional journey, and you must have that journey. You must have that goal because otherwise you won't go there. And really community CPA is sort of like that idea. I am not an entrepreneur by any measure. My parents are scholars. My dad is a professor and my mom is an engineer and then also is the doctor. So I have a very dense education family. My parents just know that we all need to have master degree. That's all. Okay, but none of us really understand. We have 5 of us. None of us really understand business when we were little. But in life, we immigrant to Canada, then we come to America. So we see how people doing business. And especially in the immigrant community. And it is like we all start from zero, but this person just elevated so fast and he can buy a car without that car be broken all the time. So that for the longest time, having a car that doesn't stop running on highway was one of my goals, right? So, but with life experience, you set goals and those are the goals. Those goals allow you to get there. So if you're not really having a goal and no funder want to fund you, that's why in here, under the Black Funder Startup Grants, they literally says that you have to have the ambition to be the next billion-dollar business. Where is your ambition? If you don't have that ambition, that means you have never, ever really tasted it. Sometimes you have the ambition, you didn't taste it because you saw it on TV and you see someone was talking and you had some ideas, you had the imagination. That imagination actually didn't come for free and didn't come just because you dreamed it. It actually came from your life experience. You're just not conscious. You just not realize that, oh, I'm actually setting that as my goal. So you must have that goal. And if when you apply for grants, you tell them that your goal is piddly, why do they give you the grant? You're not going to go anywhere. They want to give you $1. You become a billionaire, then you will have the inspiration to put money back for those grants. Just like the famous Amo, right? That cookie lady, same thing. So that is what she's doing. She has the ambition, she get there, then she comes back, she fund for 50,000 to 3 entrepreneurs, right? So make sure if you are in business, you've got to have ambition. If you don't have ambition, you're really in business just because you want a bowl of rice so you can be satisfied. Great, you can be really satisfied and I'm pretty sure you'll be okay, but then you're not a good candidate to grow, right? You're not a good candidate to go for those fundings. All right, then I think I showed you the website, right? Did I? This Black Founders Setup Grant right here, right? Black women entrepreneurs receive less than 0.5 of venture capital funding. We are standing up to help change that. So what they're saying is by statistics, Black women don't get funded by the traditional bank. They have only, out of all the venture capital funding in the country, 0.5% is for these people. So they're saying that we are stepping up to make the change. And I actually really felt the difference from, when I just started Community CPA. Now we're talking about 20 years later, right? 23 years later. I really felt the difference in terms of the Black entrepreneurs. And, in the very beginning, I don't see a lot of them, through the business and really successful, or we don't even see a lot of them in business. But now I want to say that, it's also because our community CPA business is also expanding, right? We see a lot of very smart, very successful Black-owned businesses. So you can do it. And there's people making that their agenda to grow you. And, you won't find it in any other country but here. So I still say that there's a lot of imperfection here in US, but don't you think that we I myself, everyone, we are so grateful to be in this country. Don't you think so? And because only here you meet people like that, willing to put money out there for you. These are not government money. So far, I have talking about from here, from all the way here to these Driving Small Business Forward program, all of these folks, none of them are government program. They are privately funded by entrepreneurs who are successful. But I will conclude today's webinar by one government program, because I think that one is really important for you to know. It is called SBA Community Navigators. Okay, the purpose of Community Navigator pilot program is to strengthen the outreach to underserved businesses, and by SBA partner with organizations with a deep root in their community. Receiving what you will get is, so remember, this is SBA, the big government, and partnering with community organizations that deeply rooted in the community. So that could be your nonprofit, small mama papa community nonprofit, and it could be the school, could be anyone you know, community college, could be any of those organizations, right? And they partner with these organizations, created what we call Community Navigator. So we know what Navigator is giving direction, right? Navigator is not that SUV. We're not talking about that SUV. We're talking about Navigator as a thing that give you the direction, tell you going north, going south, east, and west, right? So Navigator grant is the grant that they hire, the SBA give money to these nonprofit organizations so they can hire people for you to guide you in your business journey. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't understand that, let me do it in another way. SBA dumped a bunch of money to nonprofit organization. They're saying that, okay, use my money, hire someone and provide services to small business owners, the underserved community, the people who cannot hire big company to do their taxes, to do their accounting, to do their business plan, and do it that way. Do it for me. Do it for SBA. So you, as a recipient, has a right to tap into this program. Why don't you pick up the call and say, I need a business plan. Can someone help me? That's what Community Navigator would do. What they will do is they will guide you. They will teach you. They will find you someone to help you to get that done. Immigrant Entrepreneur Summit. Earlier we mentioned about this nonprofit, right? This is nonprofit originally in 2008. I and two other immigrant business owners formed for our community. Really was just for Des Moines, but it's outgrown to be a Midwest nonprofit. And Catherine is the executive director for that IES. Okay, that is a nonprofit organization. They're receiving support. IES received dollars to support you. So you want to tap into your navigator. So how do you do that? I know you don't all live in Des Moines, so you may not know about IES, but let me show you how you find your navigator. Okay, so you come to this website. I link, Catherine gave us the website. So you can take a snapshot out of this slide. Is right here, the link. And then you come over here, follow me, and you're gonna put in your zip code. So for example, if I put in 501, I don't even forgot my zip code, 50312, 123, I don't remember. And I'm going to just do this. I search Community Navigator, and it came up, and the right away of who is doing that. This first box is always the SBA office who is responsible for all your navigators. Okay, so look at all these navigators in this postcode, in this zip code address. So you can see, so you can look at them. See, who do you know? Maybe you go, oh, Drake University, that's great. Then you will click their website. I'm going to try Iowa Center for Economic Success Navigator, and I will try their website and see, I come to their website. Then you can literally call them and turning your dream into a plan, right? So this is where I know it's not money. I'm not trying to tell you that the SBA is giving money, but the SBA did give money to the nonprofit organization. They give money to the nonprofit organization so they have resources to help you. But if you don't know it, how are you going to get help, right? So let's make sure that you understand the Navigator program. And the Community Navigator program is SBA funded program for local community nonprofit organizations. They are giving money to the nonprofit to have them turn around and provide you services so you can be successful in business. Very simple, right? And I want to make sure that you know this. And I mean, I sometimes, for the longest time, and I always say that success comes in generations, because if your grandparents are running legislatures in one of the state, and then by the time you grow up and become somebody, maybe you are a lawyer, and then you are stepping on their shoulders and you're so high in the sky. But for an immigrant who come from a foreign country to here, they are not just on the ground, they're in the basement. They don't even understand English. When their English is up, they're on the ground. Then from there, you have to learn all these regulations, rules, right? Those regulation rules are our culture of United States of America. And we cannot be doing something that is not fitting the culture. We made our choice to come here. So we will utilize the culture and respect the culture, right? So those business educations that Community CPA put on, it is really come from the heart of an immigrant to people who doesn't know the culture really well, who really want to have that dream come true, and who wants to be able to buy all the toys in Target for their kids to come to. You will come here, you will learn, and my webinar is not that interesting. And we really don't have bands and the entertainment, the magics in here. But what we have is really the knowledge that I learned. I'm not born here, so I don't have a parents who can hand me a silver plate and tell me to do what. My dad actually told me that don't ever be a teacher because you will never make any money. But that's how he was when he was in China. And because there's nobody makes money in China during those times. So he doesn't know what exactly here in US. In US, the professors make good living and they have a job that they don't have to retire, right? So those are the things, those are cultures. So we want you to learn. And those grants, if you don't ask for it, who is going to knock on your door and give that to you? Who? Nobody. And you need to do it yourself, right? And we will do it with you. And I'll talk to Kat and put that together. And so maybe we will do one grant at a time. And I also had a thought about doing a business plan. And I want a volunteer from our business community who wants to do a business plan, so I can actually use that business plan and start laying out how to do it, what to do. And my business plan that I wrote, it is very powerful because I have done business grants for plazas and the Asian plazas, and they put together and to get them funded with millions. We're talking about over $10 million and to get those together, but it's all come from an idea. So those are the things I can show you what I do, and then you learn, right? So let's conclude our meeting today. And it is a follow Community CPA on YouTube channel. I already showed you our YouTube channel right here. It has all our videos here and in different languages. Sometimes we do them in Spanish and Chinese just to make sure our knowledge is come across all the different ethnic groups. And if you subscribe and you turn the little bell on, and when we post the new webinars, you'll get it. Then you will listen to what we talk about today right now, and we always post our videos within 24 hours. Okay, that was the promise I got from Kat. So we're pretty good posting everything, so you will get our history here. All right, I wish you a good weekend, and you still have the rest of the Saturday and the Sunday. Enjoy it, but Monday comes around, make sure you apply. Okay, I'll talk to you. Bye-bye.